Use of comprehensive examinations as a time-efficient remediation method. Preclinical curriculum is where students learn basic sciences and skills to prepare them in their future careers as physicians. Medical schools have a duty to concentrate on developing processes to assess student performance, such as monitoring metrics that forecast future successes, such as scores on the Step 1 and Step 2 CK outcomes. Remediation is a highly structured, time-consuming, and institution-specific process to address student deficiencies and allow them to prove content mastery. However, there's no consensus on a premium standardized method of remediation. The purpose of this study is to analyze the current remediation method used at Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine and compare it to faculty time utilized in the previous remediation process. At Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine, student examinations consist of questions from the NBME question bank, as these are used to predict outcomes on national standardized examinations. For the class of 2021, if a student were to fail a system-based examination, they would meet with faculty during intersession weeks to identify areas of weakness and then complete an individual faculty-written assignment. Currently, students still meet with faculty to identify areas of weakness, but Kirk Kerkorian School of Medicine began administering end-of-semester final examinations to all students as a way to revise the remediation process. This addition provided a second chance for students to demonstrate content mastery on the content they had previously failed. These examinations would include an equal number of questions for systems covered in that block. For example, in the cardio, pulm, and renal block, the final exam would consist of an equal number of questions from each organ system. The normal passing threshold for a system-based exam is 75%, and similarly, students must answer 75% of questions on that system in the final exam correctly in order to demonstrate content mastery. If they were unable to demonstrate content mastery on the cumulative exam, an individual NBME-style examination was created for them, and they also met with a learning specialist. Student data was obtained from an institutional database through an approved IRB protocol, and faculty estimates on time to create remediation resources was estimated by faculty who were involved in the remediation process. Data from the class of 2021 was compared with the class of 2024. For the class of 2021, there were 3 intersession weeks in the fall of 2017 and 2 intersession weeks in the spring of 2018. Each intersession required 2 faculty members, each putting in 40 hours of time per intersession. In total, the class of 2021, 400 hours of faculty time was dedicated to remediating students who failed at least one examination. For the class of 2024, they did not have intersession weeks, but they had the implemented end-of-semester cumulative final exams. In the fall of 2020, 26 students failed one or more of these system exams. However, 22 of the students successfully demonstrated content mastery through the use of the comprehensive exam, while 4 of those students went on to require further remediation. In the spring of 2021, 16 students failed at least one examination, and 14 were able to meet the competency standards after taking the comprehensive exam. And that left 2 students who needed to further remediate. An average of 3 hours per student was dedicated by a learning specialist for each exam performance analysis and individualized coaching. On the class of 2024 hours, average 42 hours of remediation time in total for the class of 6 students who did not meet the passing threshold. This calculation also includes the initial time spent creating comprehensive examinations. Remediation was avoided for 36 of 42 students by giving them a second chance to demonstrate concept mastery, and a total of 358 hours of faculty time was saved. On average, faculty spent 7 hours on students who required further remediation through the use of individualized examination. However, this can be compared to a study completed by the University of Colorado School of Medicine, which found that if the faculty spent less than 10 hours per student, success was unlikely. Keeping these results in mind, further evaluation is required to evaluate long-term effectiveness and determine whether this change in remediation process is effective or not. Nonetheless, the remediation process does save a significant amount of time and frees up faculty time to help students in other ways, such as researching, improving the curriculum, student mentoring, which improve the overall experience and outcomes of medical education.